In a recent string of interviews and public appearances, Lily Rose Depp has opened up in ways she rarely has before, demonstrating a maturity and openness that suggests she is increasingly comfortable in her own skin. From gushing about her partner's achievements, to exploring her own sense of self as an actress and public figure, she is giving fans and media much to discuss, a rare admission of pride and love. One of the most heartfelt moments came when Lily Rose spoke about her relationship with Euro 70 Sheikh, real name Danielle Balbuena. The two have been together for nearly 4 years, and Lily Rose didn't hold back. The actress described feeling an incredible pride in her partner's recent work, saying simply, "She's incredibly talented." Online, in a world where celebrities often guard their private lives carefully, this level of open admiration feels fresh. She referenced the emotional resonance of her partner's album Petrichor and how the support is mutual, the kind of give and take that forms a strong foundation. Online, what stands out is the phrase she used, that kind of je ne sais quoi, a nod to a special intangible chemistry. She smiled and admitted, "I'm very happy." Online. It is both simple and telling. The star is comfortable, using a word as nuanced as je ne sais quoi, perhaps acknowledging the intersection of her French upbringing and her Hollywood identity, from partnership to personal ambition. Beyond her romantic life, however, Lily Rose has been reflective about her career trajectory. She recently stated that she's ready to work 10 times harder in order to carve out an identity distinct from her famous lineage, being the daughter of Johnny Depp and Vanessa Paradis. This self-awareness is significant. Many young actors raised in the public eye struggle with the Nepo baby label, an accusation that suggests their success is handed to them by birthright rather than merit. But Lily Rose seems consciously to push back against that narrative by committing publicly to the hard work, the craft, and the individual journey. She said, "I've been working with Chanel since I was 15. It's insane. I'm 26 now. Hola." Here she acknowledges the privilege of long-standing brand partnership, yet implies that the next decade matters more in establishing her own voice. Fashion, identity, and the Oscars. Moment fashion has always been central to Lily Rose's public persona, a natural consequence of her modeling background, French-American upbringing, and high-profile lifestyle. But her debut at the 2025 Oscars marked what she described as a surreal moment. Vogue donned in a custom Chanel couture gown that took over 515 hours and 191,000 embroidered elements to create. She remarked that working directly with the Chanel team turned out like an absolute dream come true. Vogue. But more than the gown, what this seems to represent is a milestone, a coming of age, a recognition of her status, not just as someone born into celebrity, but as a star forging her own path. Yet she also showed self-reflexivity. She continues to emphasize that despite the glitz and glamour, she values privacy and authenticity. For instance, when featured in a photo shoot in which she opted for a bold, brayless feathered jacket and jeans, she used the moment to emphasize staying grounded in the midst of fame. The Sun professional growth and creative depth. Lily Rose's professional journey is evolving. Her part in the gothic horror film Nosferatu, directed by Robert Eggers, is being touted as a major turning point. The film reimagines the classic vampire folklore in a strikingly atmospheric way, and Lily Rose described her character Ellen Hutter as someone whose internal battle needed to be voiced, especially because within the period setting, women didn't always have a voice. Reuters, she said, "There was just so much for me to dive into, to give a voice to this woman that at the time kind of wouldn't have had one." Reuters. In doing so, the actress positions herself not merely as a face on screen, but as someone seeking depth, complexity, and a challenge, rather than safe or superficial roles. Such roles may well redefine her career. While she has known modeling success and been part of high-profile brand campaigns, this move into bold, character-driven film work suggests a maturation in her priorities. Respecting heritage. While charting new territory, it's impossible to talk about Lily Rose without acknowledging her unique familial heritage. Her father, Johnny Depp, is a veteran of Hollywood. Her mother, Vanessa Paradis, is a French singer and actress, and Lily Rose grew up straddling cultures. French upbringing, American celebrity life. In her December 2024 interview, she acknowledged the effect of her Hollywood upbringing, When discussing a childhood memory, she candidly admitted she had been traumatized after watching Johnny's film Edward Scissorhands as a toddler, not because the character was scary, but because everyone was being so mean to him. EW.com+1. It's a small, personal anecdote, but revealing in how she's aware of how early experiences, even passive ones, shape our responses and maybe our career choices. And indeed, while she has the advantage of lineage, she is clearly determined to make her own imprint, to wield that heritage as a foundation rather than a crutch. Turning public moments into personal statements beyond interviews and red carpet glitz, the gushing element of this report lies in Lily Rose's ability to express genuine emotion, admiration for her partner, pride in her craft, acknowledgement of her personal journey. In a world often dominated by guarded statements and carefully curated image, these moments feel sincere. For example, on her relationship, calling her partner incredibly talented and showing relief and joy in her success. Online on her career, openly acknowledging she must work 10 times harder to prove herself. Yahoo! On her professional growth, embracing deep character-driven work like Nosferatu and the chance to give a voice to someone historically voiceless. Reuters. These admissions paint a picture of someone evolving, from the daughter of celebrities and model ambassador to a woman seeking a distinct voice, meaningful roles, and genuine relationships. The path ahead. What to watch with this new tenor in her narrative? Here are a few things to watch going forward. Role selection. Will Lily Rose continue to pursue daring, unconventional roles like Nosferatu, which is set to premiere December 25th, or will she pivot into more mainstream fare? Her commitment to depth suggests the former. Reuters+1 public and private balance. With greater openness comes greater scrutiny. Her emphasis on privacy will be interesting to monitor. How does she maintain personal grounding while stepping into larger spotlight moments, e.g., the Oscars debut? Professional identity. As she says, the work is what defines her, not just the connections. How will her next 2-3 years shape the transition from model ambassador into bona fide actor, with perhaps awards-worthy performance? Relationship in the spotlight. While she is openly proud of her partner's work, maintaining authenticity in a public relationship is no small feat. How Lily Rose handles that balance may shape public perception. Fashion as expression. From Chanel ambassador since age 15 to custom couture Oscars dress, her fashion choices continue to mirror her evolving self-image. Will fashion remain a strong anchor, or will she allow it to recede behind the craft of acting? In conclusion, Lily Rose Depp is in a phase of introspection, growth, and outward expression. A fascinating juncture for someone whose life has always intersected with publicity and legacy. The gushing moments. Her pride in her partner, her own ambitions, her sincerity regarding her roles and heritage are less about tabloids and more about authenticity. For someone born into the limelight, her willingness to speak so openly suggests a new kind of courage, one not defined by notoriety, but by vulnerability, craft, and personal evolution. As she moves forward, the promise is that Lily Rose will not only be seen for her heritage or her beauty, but will increasingly be recognized for herself, her choices, her roles, her voice. And given these recent remarks, that voice seems ready to speak quite loudly. Friends, subscribe the channel, and I wish you good luck. You should take care of yourself.